Good morning, everyone. Welcome to MBA Karo. I hope your preparation for XAT is going good. It is just a few days away from now. So, today we are going to have a marathon session on XAT DI. And if we talk about the DI section, uh, you get around like sometimes it is two sets, three sets. In 2022, it had 12 questions. So, you can expect of DI alone 2 to 4 sets, which can be sometimes 6 questions, 8 questions, 3, 3, 2, or 9, 10, 12 questions. Okay, so uh, it constitutes a good number of questions, and generally, what happens is there are group questions. So instead of attempting individual questions, you can go for a DI set and tackle it. All right. So today we are going to solve some sets covering different kind of graphs, tables, logical DI as well, because in the past there have been cases wherein ZAT has also tested based on logics like 21, 22. If you see the paper, there have been logic based DI as well. So we will cover different varieties in this class. So if you are new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let's start with the first set. It's an easy set to warm up in this cold morning. हाँ कट ऑफ डीआई से ही क्लियर हो जाती है मोस्टली. अगर 3 सेट आ गए तो कट ऑफ के लायक तो डीआई काफी है. देन प्रोबेबली बेस्ड ऑन द अदर टॉपिक्स which you have covered well, you can do well on quant. So quant is the most scoring section in ZAT because of the certainty. See, in RC's difficult questions, decision making, again very debatable topic. So quant में एक sort of certainty रहती है. So I'm feeling better, not the best, but still manageable. So I've kept some uh, these cough drops with me. No, it is not ZAT PYQ. It is my own set. So I have a channel called Aptitude Jab, which is the biggest channel for DILR. Many of I mean, if you have been watching my channel, you might be knowing about it, but many students do not know about it. So I picked some sets from it. So in this set, we are given that there is a student preparing for IIT, and there are 3 sections: physics, chemistry, and maths. So we are given some variables, okay, A, B, C, D, and these are integers, okay, and his marks in mocks are given like mock 1, mock 2, 3, 4, 5, and the variables are given in form of uh, the expressions are given in the form of A, B, C. So so the very first question is quite simple. It asks that what is the value of D. So solve only for D. Do not solve for the remaining ones. Okay, unless needed, just solve for D. So sometimes keep this thing in mind that when you're solving a DI set, let us say you solved some quant also. ठीक है, आपने quant के भी कुछ questions के, now you're solving DI, and you realize that for this question you just need to solve for mock 5. You do not have to solve the entire data set. So be vigilant in solving questions. So it has to be a mix of both. Let's say solve some quant questions and then DI. If you feel ki instead of solving like usually ZAT has 3 question set. Okay, ये Z का ट्रेंड रहता है 3 or 2 question set. Okay, so if I know that in order to solve all the 3 questions, I might need to find all 4 values or I'll have to solve for these five uh, mock tests. But in order to solve this question, I need just one. Okay, so it's a simple one. It says that you have to find the value of d. Just add these. So what we get, 40 plus 55, 95 plus 50, 145 plus 3 plus 2 plus 3, 8d. There are three sections, 177. So 8d is 32 is equal to 4. Okay, we did just this thing. All right, here's the next question. What are the total marks in mock 4? Now for this we know that we have to solve for all these variables. So d we already know 4. Okay, try to find a b c. You can find a and c. ठीक है, b की भी जरूरत नहीं है इसमें. Find a and c and then find the total marks in mock 4. So for d we've already figured out the value. We just need for a and c. तो जैसे हमने इन दोनों को सॉल्व कर लेना है. This is 100 and 165 plus 3a is equal to into 3 कर दो 186. Yeah, so 3a is 21, a is equal to 7. Okay, and c, this is plus minus goes away. We have 2c, 42, 105, 155 is equal to into 3 is 171. So 2c is 16, c is 8. Okay, so we've got the values. Now just put in this case. So this is 60 plus d is 4, so 64. 40 plus 3a, that is 61, and 50 plus c, which is 58. So adding this, 13, 1 carries 18. So 183 is the right answer. Okay, so this was a pretty simple one. In which section he had the least average and how much? Now in this case, you will have to find the value of b also. Okay, so A, C, D have been figured out. D is 4, C is 8, and A is 7. So find the value of B using this, and then you will have to do some calculations. Now, when you attempt a set, you should realize that if you attempted only the first question, that would take the least amount of time and will give you the maximum output. ठीक है, एक क्वेश्चन बहुत जल्दी हो सकता है. Second question, it took a bit of time because we had to find the values of c and d. Now this question will take even more time because you will have to find the value of b first. Okay, that is fine, but then you'll have to add all these and all these and all these and then take the average. So if you have time constraint, you should be wise enough that whether are you going to attempt that question or not. Okay, so let's say you attempted the remaining paper and you don't have much time left, so skip this question. So first tell me what is the value of b. Add these, so b minus b gets cancelled. This is b. 64 plus 39 plus 66. 64 66 is 130 plus 39 169 plus b is 174. So b is 5. Okay, now you'll have to write all these values. Now, one thing which you could probably do is, but I mean, that is a hit and trial way. Okay, which I call that hidden trial way. See, if you see the options, okay, chemistry 58.4, physics 58.4. There are two options 58.4. Okay, so one approach is that you find all the averages and then find out, and the other approach is you find physics and chemistry and see if any of them turns out to be 58.4. Okay, that is another way. So first is, of course, you calculate all and then you tell the answer, but I go with that approach that I will test for like 58.4, and it is given for chemistry and physics. So suppose I start with option C, I check for chemistry. Okay, so chemistry is 65 plus a is 7, so it is 72. 39 plus b 44. 63 minus c 63 and minus 8 55. 40 plus 3a 21, that is 61. 55 plus 2d, this is 63. Okay, now I'll tell you another way of approaching problem, that is reverse calculation. Okay, so reverse calculation कैसे करनी है? I will not add these values. Okay, I will not add its values because if I add, it will take time and then I'll have to divide by 5. So let us say the sum is, and then I will get the average. Now in reverse calculation, what we will do is we will see these averages. Okay, and using these averages we can figure out that whether our answer is correct or not. How? So see, it is easy to multiply by 5. 58.4 by 5 is 292. Okay, and this is 293 and this value is 295. Right, now what I will do is I will use the last digit concept to get the answer. I will not add all the five values, I'll use the last digit concept. Now these kind of hacks सेव योर टाइम. देखो, आप इन पांच को कैलकुलेट करते फिर फाइव से डिवाइड करते वुड हैव टेकन मोर टाइम, बट व्हाट आई डिड वाज I did reverse calculation. I took the average multiplied by 5. I got that these should be the sums. Okay, now if, see, it is not necessary that the sum is going to be 292 or 295, but if I do not get the last digit as 2, so it is not definitely 292. So let's see this. Last digit is 5 plus 4, 9, 11. 11 plus 4 is 15. Okay, so it does not match, isn't it? So let's test for physics also. 60 plus A is 67. 64 minus B is 59. 42 plus C is 50. 60 plus D is 64. And 40 plus 3D is 52. So last is 16. 16 plus 6, 22. I did not add. Maybe this might be the answer. Okay, and if you calculate for mathematics, see, answer could be like, see, if it ends in 2, it is not necessarily that it is 58.4. Okay, so just to avoid errors, I'm telling you this कि usually सही होगा, very high chances, but कभी कभी ऐसा होता है, ऐसी टेक्निक्स में मिस्टेक होने के चांसेस भी रहते हैं. Okay, so let's check actual calculation करके देख लेते हैं. 67 plus 59, 126, 176, 240, 292. Okay, the 292 is हमारा. The right answer is physics 58.4. But this, out of the three questions which we did, this was calculation intensive. So it is wise that you do the other questions and attempt avoid the one that is calculation intensive. Okay, so this was the first set. Let's do the next one. This is based on a line graph. Okay, it says that there are some members in a family A, B, C, D, L, and this shows the average age of the family in 4 different years. Some new members were added during this period, and some information is given about it. Okay, and it is given that between 2000 and 2005 Manisha was born in the family. In 2011 one of the members of the family died. In 2017 Lal married Neha. Okay, so there is another member added, so M gets added here and N gets added here, and the ages of these four people are given for the year 2000. So using this information we have to answer the questions. Now, what is the concept in this question is that average age increases by 1 year. Okay, every year the average should go up by one. Now, there are certain points here. One is this point that Manisha is born between this phase. That is why the average goes down, because a newborn baby has zero age in the beginning, right? So that drops the average, and from here to here there should not be much difference, but there is one person who is dying here. So there is one point here where Manisha is born, and there is a death here. Okay, and the third thing is 2017 N is being added to the family, right? So we have to think of these three junctures. Now the first question asks about who died in 2011. Now, in order to find who died in 2011, we will have to basically find when Manisha is born. Okay, so that will give us the total age of the family. Now, if you see this, the average age is 38 here, right? And in 2005, the average age should grow by 5 years. Every person increases the age by 1 year every year. Okay, so if there are 5 years, after 5 years, the average age should be 43. Okay, so the total age of these five people, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. So the total age is 215 years. But the average here is 36, and there are six people because Manisha is also born into the family. So the total is 216. So that means Manisha's age is 1 year. So that means Manisha is born in 2004. Okay, Manisha born in 2004. Now, the next thing that we will do is, I think that was not even needed because we already know the average here 36. Now, the question is who died in 2011? Now, 2005, the average is 36. Okay, in 6 years, the average should go up by, if the average here is 36 for six people, in 6 years, the average should be 42 for six people. Okay, so total in 2011 should be 42 into 6 people, that is 252. But one person has died here. in 2011. So 2011, the average is given as 37. So 37 into 5, the age is 185. Okay, ideally total, but actual total is, so this gives us the age of person who died. So that turns out to be 67. Now, who will be 67 years old in 2011? अब देखो 2000 की एज दी हुई है, ठीक है, 2000 की एज दी है, 2011 में प्लस 11 कर दो, so it is 56 plus 11, that is 67. So 56 years old is Devi. So Devi died in 2011. Okay. All right. Let's see the next question. What was Neha's age in 2017? Now we know till 2011, 2017 we need to find Neha's age. So Neha's age is asked in 2017. 2011, the average age is 37. Okay. Now how many people are there? There are six people. Okay. No, five people. One person had died, so there are five people. And in 2017, the average age should have increased by 6 years. So the average should be 43. Okay. So total age is 43 into 5, which is 215. But the average is only 40 and with six people. Okay. So if there are five people only, the average, the total should have been 215. And but it says that 40 is the average and of six people because the sixth person is Neha. So the total age is 240 and we subtract to get the desired average, the age of Neha, which is 25 years. Okay, so the concept is every year the average age increases by 1 year per person. So if the average here age here was 37, so it should be 43 for five people. But if additional person is added, we will calculate the total and subtract to get the age of that new person. All right, here's the next one. What was the age difference between the youngest and the oldest member in 2015? So difference between the age of the youngest and the oldest person in 2015. इसका सिंपल तरीका क्या है कि see, we know this person does not exist in 2015. Anyway, this is the oldest person existing in 2015. Okay. Now, Manisha was born in 2004. We calculated previously. So in 2015, M will be 11, and the oldest person, that is Charu, is how much old? So Charu is 60 here. In 2015 will be 75 years old. So the difference is 64. Okay, 64 is the right answer. Got it? Okay, so let's move to the next set now. Now this is a caselet. It says that Alina, Bindu, Charlie, Deepa and Emma went to the market to buy some groceries. Each of them bought at least 1 kg and at most 5 kg of flour, rice and sugar. No two of them bought the same weight of a particular type of item. None of them bought the same weight of any two types of items. The total weight of groceries bought by any two of them is not the same. All the weights are in multiples of 1 kg. Okay, and basically that Sudoku kind of formation wherein you have unique values. How did we know Manisha was born in 2004? That we discussed, right, in the very first question, that the average age is 35, 38, and it should be 45, 43, 5 years later. So in 2005 the total age should be 215, but there are 6 people and the average is 36, so the total age is 216. So the difference is 1 year, so that means Manisha is 1 year old, like we found for Neha here. Same we did for Manisha here. So Manisha is 1 year old, so she was born in 2004. Okay, now coming to this set, so we have 5 people, A, B, C, D, E. They bought 3 kinds of items, and that is from 1 to 5 kg. So this like cat sort of question. Cat test your ability on these small numbers, addition and all. So make a table like this: A, B, C, D, E, and 3 items are flour, rice, and sugar. Atta, chawal, chini. So we have to put 1 to 5 kg in these. You can add the total here also. So it is given that each of them bought at least 1 kg and at most 5 kg. So maximum 1 to 5, and no two of them bought the same weight of a particular type of item. So if a person, let us say B, these 3 items weights will be different. Okay. Similarly, all the weights, the total weight of groceries bought by any two of them is not the same. So total is also unique. So first fill the information which is directly given to us. ठीक है, जो हमें डायरेक्ट दिया हुआ है, जैसे total weight of grocery bought by Emma and Deepa is 12 and 6. E is 12 and D is 6. Okay. The sum of the weight of sugar bought by Alina and Bindu is 9 kg. Okay. The sum of the weight of flour bought by Deepa and Charlie is 8 kg. And the sum of the weight of flour bought by Bindu and rice bought by Charlie is 3 kg. The total weight of groceries bought by Alina is 9 kg. So these three totals are given to us. And these totals we already know it will be 15, because 1 to 5 they are buying and each of them is buying different weights. Now, how to start with this set is, see, whenever you are given some extreme values, okay, always start with those extreme values. Extreme values in the sense, is the 12 kg liya or is the 6 kg liya, and what is given that none of them bought the same weight of any two types of items. 12 कैसे बन सकता है? 12 is 3 4 5, isn't it? And how can you make 6? 6 is a very less value. So minimum अगर कोई 1 2 3 लेगा तो 6 बनेगा. So this person buying 1 2 3 and this person buying 3 4 5. Which item we will figure out later. But at least this thing should be clear that this is the least, this is the highest. So always start with such extreme values because all numbers are different. Yeah, सबका 1 2 3 4 5 unique आना चाहिए. Right. Now we will use these information. The sum of weight of sugar bought by Alina and Bindu is 9 kg. So let us say Alina and Bindu. Sugar, let us say A and B. Right. So it is given that A plus B is 9. Right. We know that 9 is a high number. So it has to be 5 and 4 in any order. So we will not put as of now, but we know that these are values that are going to be 5 and 4. The sum of the weight of flour bought by Deepa and Charlie is 8 kg. Deepa and Charlie. Let us say C and D. So C plus D is 8. Okay. So how can you get 8 as a total? दो values add करनी 8 total आना चाहिए. How can you get the value as 8? Or it cannot be determined. Think. 8 total आना चाहिए दो numbers का. कैसे आ सकता है? Now these are the kind of logics that CAT also tests. Okay, in fact, in 2022, I realized there were the sets that were asked in XAT were logic based. So total 8 can be 3 and 5. Can it be 4 and 4? See, for the same item, they cannot purchase the same quantity. Suppose C and D were here. Suppose just taking an example, then 4 comma 4 was also a possibility. Okay, but since they are purchasing the same item, the total is given for same item. It cannot be 4 and 4. So it is 3 comma 5. Now 6 to hai nahi na, maximum see minimum 1 and maximum 5. So 1 to 5 is only possible. Now D cannot buy 5 kgs because D can buy 1 to 3. So D will be 3 and this will be 5. Fill this information. Okay, so this 3 is gone. Now this is done. This is put. This is put. This is also we figure out 5 and 4. Right. In any order, we do not know as of now. The sum of the weight of the flour bought by Bindu and rice bought by Charlie is 3 kg. Flour bought by Bindu and rice bought by Charlie. Now let us call it E and F. So E plus F is 3. So it has to be 1 and 2. One of the values will be 1, another value will be 2. It cannot be 6 plus 3 because A plus B 6 plus 3 maximum is 5. ये हमें constant रखना है that maximum is 5. Now how would we proceed in this question is, now you might think that there are multiple possibilities available. Okay, but did you think of these values? What can be these values? Can we find out these values without even knowing the numbers? Can we make a guess of these two values? Not a guess, but uh, a calculation. See, each of them is buying 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, unique values are. So one person will buy 1 kg, 2 kg, 3 kg, 4 kg, 5 kg. So total should be 15 kgs. Okay, total flour purchase will be 15 kgs. Rice will also be 15 kg. Sugar will also be 15 kg. Is it clear? Because all people are buying different quantity. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15, 15, 15. So total is 45. Now we know these three totals. 9 plus 6 is 15 and 27. Okay. 15 plus 12 is 27. So these two totals, let us call it x plus y. X plus y is 18. ठीक है. These two totals are 18. Now, how can we get 18? Any other information? It is also given that the total weight of groceries bought by any two of them is not the same. So 18 कैसे बन सकता है? See, minimum 6 है. 6 से कम नहीं हो सकता. So 7 and 11 is possible. 8 and 10 is possible. Okay. And then 9 and 9 is not possible. Okay. So these are the two possibilities. So these are two possibilities of this total 18. ठीक है, तो हमारी क्या क्या possibility है? C plus D, this thing is done. This is 1 and 2, and A and B is 5 and 4. And this is another possibility. Like we can have 7 and 11 and 8 and 10. Okay. Now, it seemed to be stuck here. Okay, now one thing that we should keep in mind is, like, we have to put 3 4 5, right? Another value that is known to us is 3 4 5. So we know 3 cannot come here, 5 cannot come here, so we will have 4 kgs here. Elimination. 3 and 5 cannot come here, already filled, so this will be 4, right? Now we have to fill 3 and 5 in these two places. Now A plus B is 5 or 4, so we cannot have 5 here. 3 4 5 आना था, यहाँ 3 और 5 नहीं आ सकता. 4 will come because we have to put unique values. Similarly, we are now left with 3 and 5. 5 cannot come here because it has to be 5 is one out of these numbers. So 5 cannot come here. So we will have 3 here, and hence this will be 4. Okay. Now this further simplifies our problem. Sorry, ये 5 होगा, not 4. 4 5 and 3. अब क्या करना है हमें? One thing is, this is 4 or 5. These values are 1 or 2. And these values are also 1 or 2. See, these values can be 1 or 2. These values can be 1 or 2. This value can also be 1 or 2. Okay, this cannot be, because 4 and 5 will come in these two places. Okay. Now, E and F is also 1 or 2. ठीक है. E and F will be 1 or 2. Is it clear? Like, I'll repeat from this part. थोड़ा स्पीड हो गई तो 3 से 6 बनाना था. We said that it has to be 1 or 2, so it can come in any order. Now A and B are 4 and 5, so these are to be, this is 3, so this has to be 1 or 2. E and F, we already said that they are among 1 or 2. Okay. Now let us look at this person C. Okay. C, if we look at this 5 1 or 2 1 or 2, see, we cannot have 5 1 1, we cannot have 5 2 2. Okay, so it has to be 5 1 2 in any order. It can be any order, like it can be 1, it can be 2. So total has to be 8 kgs. Is it clear? Is it clear that it will be, total will be 8? That is why. So if we got this total is 8, and this is going to be 10. Okay, so one more thing sorted out. Okay, now this is 10, and This is 435. So this has to be out of 1 or 2 kgs, and this is going to be 1 or 2 is done. This is going to be 3 or 4 kgs. So we'll have to do some hit and trial to get the values. So अब थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे हमें हिट एंड ट्रायल करना पड़ेगा. Now if we take, so this is 1 or 2 because 435 is done. This is 3 or 4 because 1 or 2 will come here, 1 or 2 will come here. Now let us do one hit and trial. That is, this total is 10. Okay, so this value is 1 or 2. This is 3 or 4. So if we take 1 and 3, total is 5. You need sorry, total is like if we take 1 and 3, so we need 6 to make it 10, right? So which is not possible. If we take 1 and 4, we need 5 to make it 10. If we take 2 and 3, we need make 5 to make it 10. If we take 2 and 4, we need 4 to make it 10. So this case is also eliminated. So we know that it is either 1 and 4 or 2 and 3. So this is definitely 5. So B is 5 and this is 4. ठीक है, ये 4 हो गया. So this becomes 3. 4 3 7. This is 2. This should be 1, and this is 1 5 6 4 10. If this is 1, this will be 2 because 1 plus 2 is 3, and this will be 1. This will be 2 and this will be 1. Okay, so this is how we will do it. So first what we did was we found these two possibilities. Okay, this was given to us. We figured out the possibilities of A and B and E and F. Okay, and then C and D gave us these conclusive values. Then we said that these two totals add to 18, the possibilities, and then we put that 1 or 2, and hence we put the total. Okay, so who bought 2 kg of sugar? So 2 kg of sugar is bought by Deepa. Okay, ये आंसर आया. Okay, so next question is, what is the total weight of groceries bought by Charlie? So Charlie bought a total of 8 kgs. And correct ascending order of the persons based on the weight of rice bought by them. क्या rice में हमें arrange करना है. Rice में 1 kg is D, then we have C, and then A, B, E, D, C, A, B, E, D, C, A, B, E. This is the right answer. Okay, so this is how we solved it. Okay, so let's move to the next set now. And I hope you are enjoying this session. So please don't forget to like this video. I picked some calculation and logic based sets covering different kind of charts, tables, graphs, etc. So now this is a stack bar graph based. So it says that the food court in a shopping mall has 6 vendors. Okay, Subway, Burger King, CCD, Domino's, Wow Momos, and Haldiram. And this graph shows the revenue share of these vendors in 3 consecutive years. And the total revenue of these vendors increased by 10% from 2015 to 16 and decreased by 15% from 2016 to 2017. और कितने सेट से बोर हो गए इतनी जल्दी? So in this set, we are not given that what is the revenue. Okay, so we can assume anything and we have to tell the highest, so accordingly we can get the highest revenue also, right? And see, in this case, it is set that 10% from 2015 to 2016 and decreased by 15% from 2016 to 17. So if we assume to be 100, it becomes 110 and decrease of 15%. Now 15% of it will come in decimals. Okay. So what I prefer is I take, like, I will, instead of 100, I will take 200. Okay. And this will be 220 and decrease of 15%. 15% of 220 is 33. So let us assume that the revenue is 200, 220 and 187. Okay, now the question is which vendor had the highest revenue in the 3 years? So these are the vendors: CCD, Domino's, Subway, Burger King, Haldiram. Okay, CCD, Domino's, Subway, Burger King, and Haldiram. Wow Momos is not there. So we will not observe the graph of Wow Momos. Now, if you see this, this is 15% here, this is 25% here, this is 10% here, right? Burger King, if we see, this is 15 to 35. So this is, see, how do we read this graph is, this is four gaps. So this is 5, 10, 15, 20. Now you find the difference between these two. This is 15 and 35. So this is 20%. This is just 10%. And this is 10 and 10, 20%. Okay. Now we look at CCD. This is 5 and 25 and 20. Domino's, it is 25, 10, and this is 10, 10, 20. Haldiram 15, 20, and 10. Okay, now if you look at this, if you look at this graph, बाकी सबका एक रफ टोटल देखो 50 आ रहा है ठीक है 35 प्लस 15 50 50 50 this is coming as 55. So we would try with the Dominoes, right? We will probably make a guess on Dominoes, and this is 30 and 45. ठीक है हल्दीराम का 45 ही बन रहा है टोटल. But the thing is, there could be a trap in this question. The reason is Domino's although has total 55, but here the percentage where the revenue was highest, its percentage is low in this. Right. On the flip side, like if you see the case of, let's say, Subway, okay, Subway has high percentage in this case. So let's do one thing, let us compare some of the possible highest ones. Okay, we will not calculate for all. Okay, 2000 ccd 25, ccd is 15, 25, 10, 5, 25. This is how much? This is 15 and sorry, 25 होगा, सही कह रहे हो. This is 10 and 15, 25. Correct. 2017 में 25 हो जाएगा. Now CCD also has 55. ठीक है. So very likely these two total up to 50. This adds up to 45. This is not in the options, so we will ignore it. Now this looks less. These two look high. So it could be possibly CCD or Domino's, right? They are tied. Now, if you look at this, CCD has high weight in 2020, where the total was high, the weight is high, and it has less. So let us do the calculation. So by observation, I would have gone with CCD, but values can be close. So let us confirm it. So 2017, 16 and 15. If it was an examination wherein time was a constant, I would have definitely marked CCD. ठीक है, 25% ले लो इसका, 187 का. 188 is 47, 46.75. 25% is 55 and 5% is 10. 101. डोमिनोज अगर हम देखते हैं 20%, 37.4. 10% that is 22 and 25% which is 50. Okay, so this is 77, 59 and 50. Sorry, ये 50 होगा 200 का. So 59, 109.4. मैं चेक कर लो. 50, 10% is 22%. So डोमिनोज का लेस आ गया सीसीपी से. Isn't it? So this looks higher. CCD has high. So again, what we did was observation. Logical observation said that in 2016 the revenue was the highest. CCD had high share in this revenue, whereas Domino's had less share. In this case, Domino's had very less share. नहीं, CCD had less share. Here, marginally better. Okay. So this means that that would have given a logical perspective, and this is calculation based. Okay. What was the percent share of the revenue of Haldiram in the total revenue from 2015 to 17? So to find the percentage share of revenue of Haldiram. So revenue of Haldiram, we said that it is 15%, 20% and 10%. So we will use the again the same thing, that is 200, 220 and 187. ठीक है. इसका 10% कितना हो गया? 18.7. 20 is 44. This is 30. Total कितना आ गया? 62 and 30 is 92.7. Out of this is 607. ठीक है, रफ अप्रोक्सीमेट कर लो। ये रफ अप्रोक्सीमेट कितना हो गया, 15%। 60 into 15, 60 का 600 का 15% इज व्हाट, 90। 16% हो नहीं सकता। इफ यू टेक 16 it has to be 96, so 15.27 would be the answer. Okay, you do not have to calculate exact, just approximate it is 15%. Okay, so let's see the next one. What was the revenue of Haldiram in 2016 if the difference between the revenues of Burger King in 2017 and of Domino's in 2015 was 9.45 lakhs? So यहाँ पे हमें निकालना है revenue of Haldiram in 2016, the difference between the revenues of Burger King in 2017, Burger King in 2017 and Domino's in 2015. So this difference is given to us and we need to find the value using this. Okay, so again take the same variables and try to calculate the answer. So how will we do this? We assume the values to be 187 and this is 200 and 220. Right? Now if we take this, this is 10 to 30. So 20%. This is 40 to 65, 25%. Okay, so 20% कितना हो गया, 37.4, और ये कितना हो गया, 25% of 250. So difference is 12.6. So suppose this is 50x, this is 12.6x is how much? 9.45, and this is 20x. So we need to find 20x. Okay, so क्या करना है हमें, 945 into 20 by 12.6, 126. Right, let's use the digits and find out. So this is 10 and this will be 63. Now this is, sorry, ये 20x नहीं होगा, 40x होगा, 20% निकालना है ना. This is 20%, this will be 40x. So this is 63 and this will be 15 times. 30 lakhs आ रहा है टोटल. तो कुछ गड़बड़ हो रही है. अच्छा हाँ, गड़बड़ हो रही है. दिस विल बी, सॉरी, ये 44x होगा. ये हमने सही निकाला. 25% इज 50x, 20% इज 37.4, दिस इज 20% ऑफ 220, सो 44x होगा. सो 44 आएगा. दिस विल बी 22 into 15, so we get 33 lakhs. ठीक है, 33 आ रहा है. Just revisit the calculation. 2000, this is 20%, so let us say 37.4. Okay, 25%, 50x, difference is 12.66. That is given as 9.45 lakhs. Okay. Now this is 20% of 220, which is 44x. So 40 20.6 दिया हमें निकालना है 44. So I mean I did not take in account the zeros, decimals and zeros. So if we take the decimal into account, there will be one decimal point here. So 15 into 2.2 you will get 33. Okay, so 33 lakhs would be the answer. Okay, so here's the next one. It is again a table which also requires optimization. There are four friends. They uploaded a certain number of images on Instagram. The following table gives the data about the number of likes their images fetched with some values replaced by letters of the English alphabet like A, B, C, D, E, F. And some information is given about them. We need to find the values of A, B, C, D, E, F. So how will you find the values of A, B, C, D, E, F? So it says the images uploaded, minimum likes, maximum likes, and average likes. So average is somewhere between minimum and maximum, isn't it? Average has to be between. Average is a central value. It cannot be less than minimum. It cannot be more than maximum. So average has to be less than, it is should be between these values. Okay, now we are given that these are positive integers such that C, A, D, F in that order are consecutive multiples of 300. Okay, C, A, D, F are consecutive multiples of 300. So A, average has to be between these two, and multiple of 300 between them is 900. So A is 900. C should be less than D, isn't it? Minimum should be less than maximum, right? So C and D will be 6 and 12. So C is 600, D is 1200. So this means EF will be 1500. Is it clear? Are the values of CADF clear? Easy था ये तो निकालना. B, E and A in that order form an arithmetic progression with a common difference of 150. B, E, A make A is 900. So we can have like this. Or we can also have two possibilities, isn't it? Now see, B is the average of 450, has the it is the average between these two. So B cannot be 1200. So we will have this case. So B is 600 and this is 750. Is it clear? This was the easiest question in this set. सिंपल था लॉजिक देखो ये कॉन्जिक्यूटिव मल्टीपल्स ऑफ यही लॉजिक लगाना है कि एवरेज शुड बी between the minimum and the maximum values. Okay, and see, one thing which people do not often study about is average and all, median values and all. Remember that this year also CAT tested median values. There was one set which was a median, average, etc. Similarly, in XAT also there have been instances where they ask such questions, average, median, etc. Okay, so the concept should be clear to you. So average is between the minimum and maximum values. So we need to add all these. So 9, 6, 15, 15, 15, 30, 30 plus 18, 48, 48 plus 7, 55. So 5,550. Correct? Alright, so now let's look at the next question, which is going to be a difficult one. Now it asks, at most, how many images uploaded by Divya could have fetched exactly 1500 likes each? This is a tough question. Okay, so यहाँ पे शायद थोड़ा difficult लग रहा होगा. 750 and 1500. Now in this case, what we will use is we will use allegation. So let us say the photos receive just 750 likes or 1500 likes. Okay, and net average is 1000. So if the person gets only 750 or 1500 likes, only do these two options are available, and net average is 1000. So then when we mix two kind of things, right, we said that either like if you mix two varieties of rice, one cost this and another cost this, you find the ratio, that is 2 ratio 1. Now 35 comma 2 ratio 1 में split करना है. So 1500 वाला means one third. One third of 35 is 11.67. So it cannot exceed 11.67. That is the maximum that you can get. So it has to be an integer number. So maximum it can be 11. It cannot be 12, because if you take 12, try doing the calculation. Okay, this is the mathematical expression. Try taking 12. Let us say we take 12 into 1500. Okay, just for assumption. So that will be 18,000. Now, even if you give minimum to the remaining 23, that is 750. 23, 5, 115, 11 carries 161, 172. So you get 35250. And the total likes is 35,000. So as soon as you put 12, you exceed the number of likes. So that means 12 is not possible. Maximum possible is 11. So maximum minimum based question. Okay. If each image uploaded by Arshi fetched a different number of likes, then at least how many images uploaded by her fetched less than 900 likes? So for every 1500, you need two pics with 750. So that is the same thing, like 1:2. But you cannot get more than, like, you will get, by that logic, you will get 11.67. So you cannot exceed that number. So it says each image uploaded by Arshi fetched a different number of likes. Now Arshi had 12 images, minimum is 800 and maximum is 1100 and average is 900. Okay, so we have to find at least how many images uploaded less than 900 likes. Okay, we have to make less than 900. So we have to minimize this number. Okay, now if you see this, see, net average should be 900. This is 100 less than the average. This is 200 less than, more than the average. Okay. Now we need to balance out 100. So we have 100 extra. So this is 100 less than the average. This is 200 less than the 200 more than the average. So we have 100 extra. So we need to get minus 100 this side to balance it. Okay, so basically we need to get less than 100. Is it clear? ये average 900 है, ये 100 less है, ये 200 less है, so we have extra 100. We need to remove this 100. Okay, if any number comes here, that will increase. So we need to get a total of minus 100 or greater than minus 100 definitely to balance this out. Now think like this: if we take another 800, that should cancel out the average. If you take 100 here, 200 excess tha 100, but it is saying that different number of likes. So we cannot take 800. So we'll have to take greater than 800. So even if we take 801, so we get 99 less here. So we again have to balance the average this side. So we will have to take at least another number less than 900. And then we will have some numbers this side also. So let us say we take the numbers like 900, 901, 2, 3, etc. So whatever, we can take all the numbers, and whatever that balance, we can adjust this side. So whatever addition that you will get 200 plus something, that can be balanced with this negative number, and hence the net average will remain 900. So minimum we need 3 images. One image is 800 given. If we take another image, we cannot balance, right? With two images less than 900, we cannot balance the average. So we have to balance the average. We will need at least three images. Okay, so that is the answer to this question. Okay, so just to strengthen your concept, if the question was at most, now let me see how many of you can answer this correctly. So average is 900, one image is 800, one image is 1100. You need to tell at most how many images can have less than 900 likes. So we need to have maximum number of images having more than 900. Okay, so one is 800, which is minus 100. This is 1100, so which is plus 200. So we have to, what we need to do is we need to balance it. Okay, so what we will do is less than 900. So if we take all the images less than, like if we take only as 200, so we have extra 100. Extra 100 can be balanced like this, like if we take minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and so on, we can take some numbers and balance it by with that extra 100. So this total will become 0. Net deviation should be 0. Okay, so we can have 11 as the answer. Okay, so this is how we do this average balancing problem. So in case you are preparing for CAT, you are starting your preparation, or you know someone who is preparing for CAT and is looking for an online course, you can recommend us. Okay, so people ask different students, okay, and ask for guidance. You can recommend us. This is one of the best content that you will get across the sections, not only for CAT but also for all other MBA entrance examinations. And in case someone wants to enroll in sectional modules, can do so that way as well. Okay, now this is a caselet problem. So it says that there is a bus that goes from New Delhi to Indira Gandhi Airport. There are three intermediate stations: Shivaji Stadium, Dhola Kuan, and Aerocity. The buses start at New Delhi and stop at Shivaji Stadium, Dholakua and Aero City in that order before reaching their destination at IGI. The distance between these stations is given to us that Shivaji Stadium, Dholakua, Aero City and IGI are located at a distance of 3 km, 7 km, 14 km and 30 km respectively. For the first 5 km, the passenger fare is rupees 20, and for every subsequent distance, it is rupees 2 per kilometer. So let us say a person goes for a distance of 12 kilometer. Just taking an example, 12 kilometer, for the first 5 kilometer, he will pay 20 rupees, then 7 into 2. So total will be 34. Okay, so this is how you will calculate the fare. And some information is given that how many passengers boarded at different stations. And basically you have to find out like how many passengers boarded and got down at different stations. So 10 persons boarded at each of the stations, and we are given that they got down at different stations, and the total fare collected by different sets of people. So based on this, you have to find कि you have to map a table कि दिल्ली से धौला कुआं कितने लोग गए, दिल्ली से एरो सिटी, दिल्ली टू शिवाजी स्टेडियम, etc. So let me just uh, like give you the overview how to approach this. See, people are starting from Delhi, okay, and then there are stations like Shivaji Stadium, Dhola Kuan, Aero City, and then IGI. Okay, so these are the four stations. Now the train starts from New Delhi. Sorry, the bus starts from New Delhi. So now when people start from New Delhi, some people will get down at Shivaji Stadium, some people will get down at Dholakwa, some people will get down at Aero City, some people will get down at IGI. Isn't it? So only so some people from New Delhi will get down here, some people from New Delhi will get down here, New Delhi will get down here, and will get down here. Now at Dholakwa, at Shivaji Stadium, only people from New Delhi can get down. From Dhaula Kuan, people can be from New Delhi, people can be from Shivaji Stadium also. Okay. At Aero City, people can be from New Delhi, people can be from Shivaji Stadium, people can be from Dhaula Kuan. And at this junction, people can be from New Delhi, Shivaji Stadium, Dhaula Kuan, or Aero City. So these are the four types of people that can get out at this station. Right. So that is the concept here. Now 10 passengers boarded the bus at each of the stops. So total 40 passengers will go in and 40 passengers should go out. Right? Only one passenger who boarded the bus at New Delhi got off at IGI. So New Delhi, so one person from New Delhi got on at IGI. This is done. Okay. The number of passengers who got off the bus at Shivaji Stadium, Dhola Kuan and Aero City were 2, 7 and 13 respectively. 2, 7 and 13. Now, can you tell how many people got down at IGI? Easy to get. So, step by step, let's build this thing. How many people will get down at IGI? So there are total 40 people getting into the bus. ठीक है, यहाँ पे 10 एंटर करेंगे, 10 एंटर करेंगे, 10 एंटर करेंगे, 10 एंटर करेंगे, पर एग्जिट कितने होने चाहिए? 40. So 2 plus 7 is 9, 9 plus 13, 22. So 18 people will get down at IGI. ठीक है, so that is the total. All right, so this is also done. Now we come to the fare part. अभी तक तो किस statements में fare की बात ही नहीं हो रही थी. Now Shivaji Stadium, two people get down. Both of them must have boarded from New Delhi. Common sense, isn't it? Now what we will have to do is another thing which we can fill here is that a person who is boarding from Aero City will get down at all 10 people will be from Aero City only. Okay, they cannot be from the other stations because Aero City or IGI में एक ही station है, so that will be Aero City 10 people. Now we have to find these missing values, these 7 missing values. So how do we find the values? Now comes the fair part. Okay, it says that let's draw this map also. New Delhi, Shivaji, Dholakua. So New Delhi to Shivaji is 3 kilometer. Then it says 7 kilometer is Dholakua. So Shivaji to Dholakua is 4. 14 kilometer. So this is 7. and airport this is 30. So airport to IGI is Aerocity to IGI is 16 kilometers. Okay, so this is the gap between them. Now we will use these information to find out the remaining values. How will we find out? It says that total fare collected from the passengers who boarded at New Delhi was 334. Okay. So let us say New Delhi has four categories of people. Let us call them A and B. Okay. Now how much fare will these two people pay? How much fare will they pay? They are traveling 3 kilometers. New Delhi to Shivaji Nagar, 3 kilometers. What is the fare? 20 rupees. For the first 5 kilometer, it is 20 rupees. So 2 into 20, which is 40 rupees they paid. Okay. Now, how much a person has to pay from New Delhi to Dholakua? Tell me the fare per person and then we will do the calculation. The what is the fare for 7 kilometer? What happened? Got tired? जैट में तो आपको कितना 3.5 घंटा बैठना है एंड क्वांट इटसेल्फ टेक्स एटलीस्ट 80 मिनट्स अगर आप क्वांट अच्छे से करते हो ठीक है so let's approach this question. See, two people and 40 rupees. Now for 7 kilometer, you have to pay 5 kilometer ka 20 and then 2 kilometer ka 4 rupees. So 24 rupees. Okay, N to D 24 and there are A number of people. So let's say this is 24A. This pair is from Delhi to Aerocity 14 kilometer. 14 किलोमीटर में कितना हो जाएगा आपका 5 का 20 है and 9 into 2 which is 38. 38 pair होगा and there are B people 38B and till this last session 30 kilometer. So 5 kilometer का 20 हो गया and remaining is 25 kilometer. 25 into 2 which is 70 rupees. 70 rupees and there is one passenger. So total is 70. Okay. So add kar lo, you will get 24A plus 38B plus 110 equals uh, total is 334. Yeah, so equation बनेगी 24A is equal to 224 और दूसरी चीज क्या होगी A plus B कितना है A plus B is 7 total 10 people ठीक है so A plus B is 7 so we can get 24A plus 24B is equal to 168 24 से मल्टीप्लाई कर दो 56 आ जाएगा 14B is 56 so B is 4 and this will be 3 ठीक है so 3 4 आ गया so the answer to this question is 4 right so this is 4 now total 7 people 3 got off from Delhi so remaining in 4 here अब क्या करेंगे फिर वही प्रोसेस रिपीट करेंगे and we will find the values so it is given that the total fare collected from the passengers who boarded at Dhalakua was 368 so Dhalakua these two category of people will will travel total fare is 368 so let us say this value is C and this is D so C plus D is 10 one equation another equation will be of fare ठीक है, सो वो फेयर वाली इक्वेशन बनाता हूँ कि I'll have to hide myself. So we are given that C plus D is 10 because they are getting down at two stations. Now the fair equation, Dholakwa to Aero City, 7 kilometer. 7 kilometer, the fare is 10 plus 4, 14. 14C plus, and Dholakwa to IGI is 23 kilometer. 23 kilometer के लिए पड़ेगा 20 rupees plus 18 into 2, which is 56, is equal to 368. And C plus D is 10, so 14C plus 14D is equal to 140. Okay, so we'll get 42D as 228. कुछ गड़बड़ तो नहीं हो रहा है? धौला कुआं, C people here, D people here, so C plus D is 10. धौला कुआं to, सॉरी 24 होगा, ये 14 नहीं होगा, 24 फेयर आएगा. ओके 24 आएगा फेयर, वी टुक इट 14, 24 आना चाहिए बिकॉज 7 किलोमीटर द फेयर इज 24. So we multiply 24C plus 24D is 240. Okay, take the difference, we will get 32D is equal to 128 or D is equal to 4. D is 4, so we'll get 4 passengers here and 6 here. Okay, and then we will have 10 plus 3 13, 4 3 7, 7 3 10, so 1 3 4 10. Right, so this is the solution that you will get, and then we can answer the subsequent questions. Okay, so it is 2 3 4 1, 4 3 3 6 4 and 10. How many people boarded the bus at Shivaji Stadium and got off at IGI? So Shivaji Stadium and IGI. So we have three people got off at, boarded at Shivaji Stadium and got off at IGI. So three people here. What is the total fare collected from the passengers who boarded the bus at Shivaji Stadium? So this again requires calculation. So Shivaji Stadium, we have 433. Four people, three people, and three people. Okay, and use the distance thing to let us calculate the total fare. Okay, D, A and I. Now the distance between Shivaji Stadium and D is, Shivaji Stadium to Dholakwa is 7 kilometer, so the fare is 24. This is Shivaji Stadium is the second stop, like the second in the sense New Delhi के बाद first stop है. So Shivaji Stadium to Dholakwa 4 kilometers, and then Shivaji Stadium to Aero City is 11 kilometers, and this is 27 kilometer. 4 kilometer the fare will be 20, 11 kilometer 20 plus 6 into 2, 12, 32, and here again 16 kilometers will need 32 more, so 64 is the fare from Shivaji to IGI. Okay, so this is the fare, and then just find the total. So 4 into 20, 3 into 32, and 3 into 64. 80, 96, 192. So 260, 288 plus 83, 6. 8 will be the total. Okay, 368 will be the total here. So this was a caselet involving calculations. Okay, so let's do the next set, which is a typical graph based TI set. It says that there are 7 persons, A to F. They went on a trip. At the beginning of the trip, each person had with him a certain amount of money. The amount of money with them was in the ratio 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not necessarily in that order. Okay, so it can be in any order. Each person spent a certain amount of money during the trip, and this pie chart provides the amount spent by each person during the trip as a percentage of the total amount spent. So it is talking about the amount spent or the total amount spent. Okay, and then in the end, this graph shows the amount left with these people. Okay, and using this, we need to find out how much amount they had in the beginning, how much they spent. So of course, amount left is given to us. So we need to find out how much spent, uh, how much amount they had, and how much they spent. How will we approach this set? What is the thought process behind it? इसमें थोड़ा सा लॉजिक लगाना है ऑफ कोर्स. All right. Before doing the calculation, tell the logic that you could think of. So it is like income saving thing. Okay, like let us say a person has high income, okay, and the person spends less, will have high savings. A person has less income, spends more, will have less saving. So if a person is saving less, okay, let us look for these extreme people. Okay, saving less, saving high. Now, if you look at this person, how much did he spend? Daksh spent 10%, which is less, okay, which is the second lowest. Now, will he be the least? Can he be the person with the least income? See, Ehsan spent only 5% and he saved 435, considerably high. So we can assume that Daksh might be the least income person. Assume कर सकते हैं least income इसी की हो सकती है दक्ष की, because his money left is less and he spent like 10%, which is one of the low expenditures. हाईएस्ट किसकी हो सकती है? थिंक ऑफ द पीपल हु कुड हैव द हाईएस्ट वंस. Now, if you look at the highest possibility, so if you look at this person is saving more and he's spending 19%. Okay? This person is saving 501. He's using 19% and he is using 11%. Okay? So definitely, in spite of spending more, he has more saving. So definitely A is greater than G. A is saving more and he's spending also more than G. Okay. Now, if you see this thing, there could be another possibility which is Charles. Okay. Now, Charles is spending 25% and still saving 495. Okay. So, this means that Charles could be another possible person. Is it clear? So, we can have definitely G is not that person, it could be A or C. So two possible persons. So let us do one thing. Let us make like definitely Daksh has to be the least. Now let us say the amount they are spending is they are having it x 2x 3x ऐसे करके amount ले लेते हैं and total amount spent be 100y. Okay. So if you look at A could be 7x minus 19y, that is equal to 669. Okay. If we take C as the highest, so we may take C as 7x minus 25y equals 495. And if we take the lowest, that is D. D is the lowest for sure. So his amount will be x minus D is spending 10% to 10y, which is going to be 30. So let us solve A and D versus C and D and see which gives us the correct answer. So that will be the solution. Okay. So if we take 7 times 7x minus 19y. So if you are taking A and D and versus if we take C and D. So let's solve both the equations and get the result. Okay. 7x minus 19y is 669 and 7x minus 70y is equal to 210. Right. So if we subtract, we will get 51y is equal to 459. So y comes as 9. Okay, this gives us an integer value. Confidence की ये सही हो सकता है. Let us take C and D also. If we take C, 7x minus 25y is equal to 495 and 7x minus 70y equals 210. So this gives us 45y is equal to 285. Now we are not getting an integer value. Okay. So possibly this could be the correct answer. Right. So let us put y is equal to 9 and solve it. Okay. So if you put y is equal to 9, so amount spent is 900 and solve for any of the two equations. Like we got to know that this may not be the highest person. So 7x minus 90y is equal to 171 So we get 7x is equal to 840 और x is equal to 120. तो ये इक्वेशन में भी देख लो 120 रख लेते हैं and we get 90, we get 30. Okay, so this means x is 120, y is 9. Right, so now the highest amount that any person had is 7x, which is 840. Now you can calculate for the remaining people as well. Sum of all is 28x minus 100y. Hmm. Total amount is 28x and 100y. Yes, that can also be done. Right, so that is another equation to be solved, which you can put total amount with them is 28x and amount left is that is the total of all these values and that can be equated with d also. All right, so this is how we get it. Now next question is how many people spent at least 30% of the amount they had at the beginning of the trip. We need to here find the people who spent at least 30%. So first of all we will find the amounts they had. So Arvind had 840. Okay, Daksh had 120. Expenditure is given. So let us find the expenditure 171. So this gives us 840. This person spent 180. So this person has 360. Okay, and spent 180. This person spent 25%, 225 and had 720. Yeah, this person spent 90. Person spends 45, 90. And this person spent 99. This person has 600 rupees. This person had 240 rupees. And this person had 480. So we are getting multiples of 120. Now we need to tell at least 30% कितने लोगों ने spend किया. So this person did not spend 30%. This person spent 30%. 72 का 30 is 216. Spent 30%. Spent a lot. Did not spend 30%. 30% and this person did not spend 30%. So we have four people who spent at least 30%, isn't it? So this is 50% more than 30, more than 30, more than 30. Rest three of them spent less than 30%. Four people. What is the least amount spent by a person as a percentage of the total amount with them at the beginning of the trip? So least percentage निकालना इनमें से. So least percentage, if you look at this, see this these three persons are spending less. You can see this person is spending the least. इसका 15.16.5%. This is the least. Okay. So least is 45 by 480. Without even solving, you can say that this is 9 by 38. Less than 10% होगा ना. 45 by 480 less than 10. There is only one option less than 10. If there were multiple options, then you would have solved 45 by 480. Okay, 5 से क्या 9 है 96. So 3 by 32 into 100 if we do, this will be 8 and 75 by 8, which is 9.375. So here 9.38%. Okay, so this was the solution to this set. All right, so let's do the next one. Now this is a triangular graph. XAT is known to ask different kind of graphs. In the past, it has asked bubble chart, scatter plot, etc. Now this is a triangular chart. So in this graph, it shows the circulation of three newspapers across five localities, and the total circulation in these localities is given to us. How to read this graph is, see, let us say we have to find in locality D. So go in this direction. So Times of India is given in this direction. Hindustan Times is given in this parallel direction. This is so look in these directions. So this is between 40 and 60, 50%. This is between 20 and 40, 30%, and this is 20%. So likewise, you have to read for the different cities, like different localities. So let's see this thing, that how many of they have circulation of more than 1500, right? Hindustan Times you have to find. So in A, the circulation is 5600 and Hindustan Times is 40%. Okay, more than 1500, yes. In B, it is 25%. So Hindustan Times is along this line. Okay. So B, it is 30%, more than 1500. C, it is 40%, again more than 1500. D, it is 20%, not more than 1500. And E, it is 60%. Okay, so this is more than 1500. So four localities. What is the total circulation of the Hindu in the given five localities? Total circulation of the Hindu. That CET box will start receiving the coupon code soon. I think till yesterday the form was open. Now those who filled it will start receiving from today. So maybe in a day or two you will get the coupon code. Total circulation of Hindu in the given five localities. Okay, so you calculate these values and add them. I think it's 5600 and 40% goes to Hindu. 7800 B is also 40%. C and E 20% each, and D it is 30%. Okay, so what we can do is we can club these two together and these two together and find the 40%. So 134 100 ka 40% and 6400 ka 30% and 20% of 12,000. Okay. 134 into 4, 268, 536. Something ending in 80, 9680. Okay. Simple इसमें calculation करना है. You should know how to read the graph. So total is 9680. Okay, so the next question. By approximately what percentage is the total circulation of the Times of India in the five localities more or less than that of the Hindustan Times? So we need to find the percentage by which Times of India is more or less than that of Hindustan Times. Now, how will we do this? Is one is of course you calculate for both, but you can also do is see calculating for one takes time. We saw in case of Hindu. Okay. Now, if you have to calculate for two, it will take time because you have to find those percentages and add them. Now, what we can do is past data पे rely कर सकते हैं. Hindu is 9680 we know. So find for any one of them. Times of India या हिंदुस्तान टाइम्स का निकाल लेते हैं. ठीक है. टोटल हमें पता ही है. Now let us find for Hindustan Times क्योंकि easy to see these percentages, isn't it? So Hindustan Times E it is 60%. Yeah. A and C it is 40% each, and B it is 30%, and D 20%. Yeah. So let's find out 40 and 12600 ka 40%. 7800 ka 30%. Then we have 6400 ka 20%, and last is 5000 ka 60%. This is 3000, 64 to 128, 78 into 3, 234, and 126 into 4, 5040. इतना आ गया 0, and this is 16, 1 carries, this 6, and this is 4 plus 7, 11. 11660. Okay. So what we did was we calculated for only one of them, which is Hindustan times. अब हम क्या करेंगे, टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया का निकाल. How much will we get for times of India? So that the total is 56, 78, 70, 64, 50. 12,000, 120, 120 plus 120, 240, 318. Okay, so let's calculate this. 80, 60, we need 60 more to make it 100. So 80, 60 is 140, 200. So we need to make 316. We need to make 316, 116 is there. We need 296. So we need 104. See, you could have calculated for times of India also like this, percentage wise. ठीक है, आप ऐसे यहाँ पे percentage निकाल के individual calculate कर सकते थे. I prefer that this is a better way to calculate, क्योंकि आपको अलग अलग वैल्यूज की परसेंटेज निकालनी है and then add. Instead of that, we already knew the value for Hindu, right? We figured out for Hindustan times. We can add these fast and then subtract it. Okay. Now we have got the values. Now you can answer the question that what percentage is the total circulation of times of India, more or less than that of Hindustan times. What is the difference? The difference is roughly of 1200. Okay, and I mean it is exactly 1200 in fact. And with respect to what? With respect to the Hindustan times. Hindustan times has a total circulation of 11660. So we can say 1200 by 12,000, roughly 10%, isn't it? 1200 by 12,000, roughly 12,000. So just 10%. Okay, got 10%. This was a calculation intensive. You have to do some calculation in it. Okay. एग्जैक्ट नहीं आएगा, रफ आएगा, और वैसे भी वो अप्रोक्सीमेटली पूछ रहा है. सो अप्रोक्सीमेटली 10 इज द राइट आंसर. Okay, so this was this marathon session. We covered different kind of sets in it, and it must have been a good revision session for you. And you must have understood ki different kind of charts, graphs, some logics involved. Logical based sets were also present, and there were some calculation based, how to approach calculations and questions, etc. And this must have boosted your preparation. In case you know someone who is preparing for CAT 2024, you can recommend our course to them. I see a lot of students asking for which is the best institute to prepare for CAT and all. Right? So, like in case you like my teaching, you can recommend it. Okay, so that students don't get misguided. They study from a relevant source and prepare for their exams. So I'll come up with some more sessions on XAT, revision sessions that will help you boost your preparation. I assume that most of you are aware of concepts. It is about some techniques that help you solve questions in a faster way that you will gain in these sessions. And for current affairs also, I've been doing the sessions. December also I'll be come up December current affairs also. We come up coming up with it soon. Okay, so this is it for this session. Don't forget to like this video before you leave the stream. And thanks for watching.